Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we go ahead with today's video, Nick just wanted to share something really important and close to our hearts.
So, down below us you'll see a little red box that says subscribe. If you could hit that, if you haven't already, that makes the absolute world of difference to us. As growing creators, we want to bring you guys more free content.
Yep.
And hitting that button right there, helps us a lot.
Alright, cheers guys. Now enjoy track 2 of our Tassie series.
Let us know what you think.
With the trip from South Australia done and dusted, it doesn't take long before we're sending drive to all four wheels. We're all in the same boat on this one, driving into the unknown on a track none of us have driven before. The excitement is through the roof. And we've only just entered the start of the Lake Cumberland track. The one section we do know about this track is the infamous Lake Cumberland switchback. Other than that, we are running blind. With border closures and travel restrictions affecting most of 2020, we've finally escaped to the best island Australia has to offer, with just one goal in mind: to drive as many tracks as possible.
We are back in Tasmania. What a track!
So pull the boots on and throw the swag in, because you're jumping in with us for an epic Tasmanian adventure.
Stay tuned, plenty to come in this series. Back to Tassie.
After the rutted section at the start, we enter a sudden wall of dense forest. The temperature drops instantly, and to our surprise, it's pretty damp underfoot too. The rocks are slippery, and the traction is slightly limited. Nick's still up front, and not even 50 metres up the track, and he's flicking on that front E-locker. It's nothing too serious, but it's a much more controlled option rather than sticking the right boot through the firewall. We don't know if we're going to get back out today, camp at the top, or even turn around at the switchback because it's all getting too gnarly. But that's what we love, the unknown. This is what the Jeep loves, and this is why I love the Jeep. Although it's slightly less weight than the Patrol, I ran basically the same line and I crawled straight through without any lock diffs.
Am I sitting on my diff?
Yeah, just chucking it back a bit.
Will back be better or worse?
Yeah, back will be better off the diff, but you've got to go, we're alright, but just through the cross. Yeah. Nice and easy. Right now, so then that way.
Might throw the old front locker on for this one.
Being day 2 and knowing we have to drive these vehicles home at the end of this trip, you can understand why we're doing it the smart way, with Angus and Jordan out the front on foot.
The old side steps doing their job.
Going by the first section of this track, we can see there's going to be a lot of spotting involved today. The track is basically made up of big knobbly rocks. Hard, big knobbly rocks. So that, with a bit of momentum, would have no dramas splitting those vulnerable diffs.
That was a heavy bang. Oh, what did we do there? Oh, was it the cross member? Missed the side step.
You're right.
Yeah, bolt. Probably won't even get that undone. big one there as well.
That's why we have bash plates, I guess.
This is some bloody nice scenery. Some good diff smashing rocks too in the track. This part's not too bad, but there's still some nice big boulders sitting right in the middle. Worth having a look at this, looks pretty decent.
The boys are out for a quick look on foot before hitting it in the patrol. There's been no chicken tracks so far. The main track is the only way through, and even that is very limiting as far as lines go. In fact, it's quite pleasing to see. There's nothing worse than seeing a spider's web of chicken tracks forged through in every direction.
I guess as far that way as possible.
Yeah, that way you're not going to, if you slide, you're on a bank.
I'll drop onto this though, that's the only issue. With the one wheel behind, as soon as I get the front wheel over that.
Oh yeah, if you're going to be here. Yeah.
Still looking good there. Yep. Right. One more up. That's it.
It's slow going, much slower than we first assumed. The option of getting back down today is looking less and less likely.
That'll do it.
Well done.
The further we climb, the more water seems to be leaching from the high side of the track, which is doing nothing for our traction.
Oh bloody, should have put me stumpy UHF aerial on in here. Right, let's have a look at this one.
I reckon a couple more to your right.
That more because as soon as I drop here, that fuel tank will slide.
This is a doozy, this part.
Nick manages to just sneak past that boulder after a bit of help from Angus with nothing more than a small nudge on the rear bar. Up until now, we haven't needed any assistance from that recovery gear. But the further we go, the harder each section seems to be getting. And looking up ahead, Nick's got one hell of a challenge on his hands.
This could well be a winch job.
Nick's lodged over one rock, the front axles, but the sheer angle of the climb and the next rock creating a small wall, he's not going too much further without some help.
Yeah, something's getting up and out.
No backwards on.
You're a forward thinking sort of fella, aren't you?
I can't go back anyway, I'm stuck here.
Good.
Oh, g'day Angus.
With no forward or backward motion, we can't get the max tracks to bite in and give the patrol that little bit of extra height to get over the wall.
And there, the diff's going to go up. It's going to go back up over a big rock. Even the track here, we might give him a lift. Depends if we're going to watch it and risk it. Is that dirt?
Sounds like we're winching. I can't see what's going on, so the boys are just helping me out. Marco's run the winch line out, so sounds like there's a rock right behind my front diff, so we don't want to go back. Well, we can't go back. I'm stuck forwards or backwards, so you want to plug it in, mate? Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to try and winch a little bit more controlled as well.
Diff's on that rock.
Angus wanted one last attempt before the winch line is dragged out and hooked up. But with no success, I'm dragging the old winch line out. Seems odd in a forest, but the only substantial tree to winch off is on the wrong side of the track. Not ideal, but it'll do the trick, we hope.
Are you going to hug this bank now, or?
Yeah, we'll try and go this way to get a bit of up on here maybe. If he's up there, he's going to clear the lot.
Yeah.
What do we want, mate? Do we want to steer left?
Yeah, absolutely. There's just no better tree to winch to.
All good?
Righto. Pulling right into the rock with the diff. Now you have to go back a bit, Nick. A little bit more. Hold it there.
We really need that extra height. The high point of the rock is dead in line with that front diff.
Now, you just need to get this rock out of the way. We might, if your wheel comes off enough, you might be able to manhandle it. A little bit more back.
Not sure about Angus's plan to move planet Earth, but it's worth a crack. The weight and the awkward location under the steel bull bar, that rock ain't going nowhere.
I think pop some max, 2 more maxis under there. Yeah, if you want to stop in before. Hello, Nick.
Alrighty, winching in. We're moving.
Keep going, Nick. Keep going now. Yep, keep going, you're right. Yep, you're right.
It's amazing what a little bit of track building can do.
Yep. Yeah, stop. We'll have to work on backing some of these back ones up.
Yep.
Don't just got over. Then you kind of paid on that diff.
What? That'll be coming out of your paycheck.
This is where the anchor point for the winch would be real handy on the other side of the track. Nico needs to steer left to avoid an even worse section of track, but that anchor point is making that harder, pulling him over to the right.
Up in front of you as well.
Winching in and left hand down.
Yep.
Turn that locker off so I can get some steering. That winch is just pulling me right. What are your thoughts on me trying to steer out of here?
Yeah, you're going to have to, or we're going to end up there.
Nick reckons he's got it from here. There's still a couple of diff smashes to be mindful of, so he still needs to take it easy. With a front locker engaged, the steering becomes real heavy, hence why Nick turned it off to get across the track. Now he's somewhat heading in the right direction, but lacking traction to one wheel, he flicks the switch and continues to climb.
Let's remove that winch, eh?
After a strange noise from under the patrol, Nick's landed all crossed up, facing across the track. Those good years are struggling, but with persistence and some right boot, Nick literally pops himself up and out.
Yeah, keep going in, straighten up a bit, little bit, not too much. Keep like that. That's it, keep going. That's it, keep like that, that's good. Alright, now give her a bit. Yep, give her a bit.
I'll hold him there, we'll get Mark back. I might need to put he might need a winch off me.
Now that Nick's through, it's my turn. Watching Nick and the clearance issues he had over the rocks, this could be interesting given I'm only on 33s. I do, however, have the advantage of watching another vehicle attack it first. There's not a lot of line choices here, but even a tyre width can make all the difference.
There it comes.
Yeah, nice.
The lads have kindly laid down some tracks for me, but this is where I'm taking a different approach. Hard left into the bank to try and avoid those rocks on the right.
You're in not a bad spot.
No stuffing around this time. I'm sitting in a good spot and I have a big patrol in an ideal location for an anchor. So the boys are just hooking onto the back of Nick's rig now rather than pulling me over to the tree out in the woods, because I really don't want to go that way. I want to go straight here, so Nick's in a good spot. Some of the trees on this side of the track are leaning a lot, so we're not going to hook onto anything up there.
Marco's taking a different line there, much better line than what I took. And now we still needs a winch. Now I'm here, he can pull off of me, a much straighter line. Less work for the winch, easier recovery.
Good on the brakes, Nick?
Yeah, all good up here, mate. That Jeep is a nightmare to drive. Literally, you got to sort of ride the clutch almost. It's just so sensitive. Hence why it's stalled a few times.
Stop. Yeah, you're right. Keep going. You're just about to come off of it. Alright. Yeah, just keep going a bit. Stop. Stop.
You okay, Nick?
Yeah, just a bit of slipping.
Still going?
Yeah, you're right. Nah, stop there.
I'm just pulling Nick down.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere now because we're pulling against the rock.
Right.
We're going to have to go
Back it up.
Can we do a bit of track building so we're not pulling so hard on the winch, or is it just going to pop?
Back.
You want me to give you a hand out there? Or you're...
Do you want any help?
No, we're right.
Nah, they're fine.
Yeah, clear now, keep going. Clear. Yeah. That's good. Keep going, turn that way a bit more. That way. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. How much? Stop. I just want to build a bridge. Get over it.
Once again, the Max tracks come into their own. Simple track building with a couple on each side. This gives just enough clearance for the tie rod to scrape over the top of the rock, and we're back on the move to Lake Cumberland. At least for another 15 metres.
We gotta get up there and then get back down.
It's hectic getting up there.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of videos on this, and being here is like way bigger and steeper and gnarlier than it looks like anyone's videos.
Should be a bit of fun then.
Even like this section here, even if I'm thinking reverse up, because that's not too bad straight through there.
Yeah.
You reverse back and nudge your aft back in there, and then you should go to straight haul. But even that, like, you're going to have one tie here, that's a massive difference. That'd be a good...
Yeah.
It's going to be unnerving.
At the back like this.
May even be worth putting a winch on it. To one of these really stable trees.
Oh yeah.
So that's Nick's plan, to turn around and reverse up the toughest switchback in Australia. This could be interesting.
Just yeah, not back, yeah.
How are we looking back there?
We got 200. A bit more.
I'll probably get that.
Just turning around on this narrow track is a task in itself, but when he's finally facing the right way, or the wrong way, he's in for an interesting drive. Once again, I'm not upset about being second in the convoy. If he lands on his roof, oh no, backwards was a bad idea.
Come over, didn't you?
Reversing is a whole different ballgame. Vision is restricted to only the mirrors and the spotters, but steering is the real challenge. This section even more so, due to the tight channel giving very limited swing room.
Yeah. Straight back there. straighten your wheels and go back like that. Come back again, I'm hitting on it.
This is real tight. There's absolutely no way Nick would manage to tackle this forward and swing straight around and up the switchback. Even in reverse, it takes multiple attempts to be sitting in the best possible line.
Not too bad.
Sister wants to keep slipping.
Hang on, do you want to move this rock and you can get a better run? Oh, maybe not. Big boy rock.
I reckon we winch from here.
We could roll this over, you can come back so much more. Yeah,
You want a hand?
yeah maybe. A little bit more. Yeah.
I'd love it if that fucking you come up here and just slice me that way.
I know.
Once again, Angus wants the earth move. This time, it's achievable. So with that out of the way, Nick has an extra metre to come further back. That is about as good as he's going to get it.
Yeah, a little bit more, you just got to do it easy. Yeah, stop. Let's straighten up. That's easy.
The angles here are all against us. That passenger side starts to slip over to the left halfway up and it's all over. Wheel spin here is not what Nick wants.
Hold, Nick, just hold it.
It still looks dodgy. We need to pack something under this passenger side, like rocks, tracks or anything to try and lift it up. The problem is getting the packing to stay in place with the weight of Nick's patrol rolling onto it. A few maxis might just hold it in place.
How's my rope? Oh, that's good. Oh, hell. Got myself some plywood for camp. Stoked with that. That is a bloody good move. We're in.
Well, the patrol's in. I've still got to get the Jeep up yet, and even if I do, we have no idea what's still ahead of us. All that in Track 3. Subscribe, turn that bell on, and shop the new SIDETRACKED range in store now.